So I think every sort of generation has a particular sort of area or movement that got them into it. And so being born in '62, you've missed the great kind of birth of British rock and roll and kind of jukeboxes in cafes on the A127, and so I was a record buying age in the late '60s, early '70s really. We're talking more sort of in terms of the music I was exposed to, because I was the oldest child, so I didn't have a big brother. So I was finding my own way with music. So it's pop records, so it's glam stuff. So my era was Slade, Sweet, Susie Quattro, Mark Bolan, Bowie just about crossing over. In terms of the soul music that was going on, it's a good time because we're sort of in Trojan, the explosion of Trojan, skinhead reggae. My aunt used to collect Motown records, and she was a skinhead as well, so she had a lot of blue beat stuff and skinhead stuff. I grew up in a pub, and so you got obviously jukeboxes, and my mum had a radiogram, so the first record I remember listening to, there were two, which was the Jungle Book soundtrack when I was 6 in '68. I remember playing that myself. It was the first record I remember playing, and she liked Segovia, so she had a Segovia guitar instrument like that. I don't know if you can hear any like ambient chit chat, but there's a queue of about 40 people on a Saturday morning outside the shop, which is that's for some of us every day is record shop day. You mustn't forget that.
It is.
It's very good to have one
But
day
it's
a
good to
year.
have a birthday
very
party.
very good to kind of indeed, absolutely. But what I liked was when it came along 10 years ago, because at the time I was going to record shops and I was doing things whenever, because I was touring. So what I'd do is I would get in touch with mates who knew the towns I was going to, and I'd go, what are the record shops? And sometimes you get good responses and sometimes you wouldn't. Now of course there's the app, the Vinyl District, which I use and works all over the world. I used in Amsterdam. One of the things I'm collecting is Ian Dury's album Do It Yourself, which all of the international copies of it, there are 34 different covers of it. I've got 33 of them, so I've got one to go. Yeah. But I'm not going to get it in England because it's the Israel copy. So when they have record store day in Bethlehem, then I'll go there. So I do things like there's record shops all over the country who I know people. A favourite, you're in it. Your local one's always got to be the one that you can walk into when you're off duty is the one. But I used to love Beano's in Croydon. Sadly, they're no more. I'm going to be using the expression "sadly, they're no more" quite a bit. Rock On in Camden. I used to like Rough Trade in Covent Garden. I used to go there a lot. In terms of shops that are still going, well, of course, the oldest in the UK, of course, was Spillers in Cardiff. Yeah. Now, whenever I was gigging in Cardiff, and this is kind of a deal that still stands, if I'm gigging in Cardiff, I go the day before so I can spend the day working in Spillers. Spillers let me work there. Now, Richard's heard that, and he's like, never worked here. I'm here now! But I work in Spillers whenever I can. Pine Vinyl made me the same offer. Pine Vinyl will be livid when they see this, because they've been asking me for like 3 years to go down, but they're in, it's the South Coast. And it's if I'm there, I can do it. And the fact is that at the minute I'm working up the road at the Cliffs Pavilion, and also I live here, so South's the easier option shop for me to get to. But there's loads. It's really, if you think about towns, you find now I just find the record shops. Like so I was in Amsterdam 2 years ago on the hunt for the Dutch Ian Dury cover, and again I just went into Vinyl District. And there were, you've been to Amsterdam, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's like, in the centre of town, there's like 40. There's like 40 record shops within a walkable square mile. It's nuts. It's worse than New York. I went and luckily I found it third shop. I'm doing a thing with the Ian Dury covers where, because the covers are identical but the backgrounds are different, I'm cutting them up and re-sticking them back together. Oh, right. So I'm thinking of doing a thing. You might be You might get the exclusive rights on selling those online, actually.
Nice.
I'm thinking of recovering Do-It-Yourselfs by Ian Jury, but like cutting up. So if you buy one from South, it'll have 6 different Do-It-Yourself covers stuck back together.
Yeah.
I'll send you some so you can. I don't know. The thing about records is physically. I love CDs and MP3s. If it's a way of hearing music, MP3s to me is less to do with records and more to do with radio. It's more to do with the way of listening to the music rather than having the music. If you want to have the music, I'm a bit of a have it physically. CDs are like the dirty cousin of the record. But records, an album, an actual, album, a 7-inch single, to my mind, is the perfect consumer durable. Look, you bought a song. There you go. You've bought a song. There it is. There's Why by The Sweeney, which is one of John Peel's favourite songs. There you go. You can't do that with an MP3. You can't do that with an MP3. So I don't know. Also, let's not forget I'm 54. A lot of you people looking at me, and I believe Norman Cook is one of you now, are going, who needs physical stuff? Let's save the planet. Also, it means your collection's finite. I am limited what I brought today. I mean, I'm only doing 2 hours. So I brought 2 boxes because I don't know what I want to play. Spotify. I love Spotify just for having a listen to stuff. Yeah. But I know for a fact that I want to. I mean, have you got the Garvey album on vinyl, babe?
I think so. Yeah.
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 Could you get us one out? Thanks. And how many of them Derek and Clives have you got?
4, yeah.
2. Are they spoken for?
No.
I'll have one of them and I'll play. Sorry, I'm buying. But it's record store day, I'm allowed. Record shop day. We've got to call it record shop day. RSD. It's record shop day. Let's not dick about. So yeah, I'm about to start DJing here at South. So yeah.
And what are you going to be playing today?
I don't know.
What's in your box? What did you bring?
What have I got here? So this is the Reggae and Soul box. Sam Cooke mashup. Jar Golden Pen there by Silver Walker. I know that I've got 2 sevens Clash. Pound Get a Blow by the Wailers. So there we are in reggae. This is really good. This is Underdub Wood. So this is a 7-inch mashup, and this is a bootleg of. This is Richard Burton reading Under Milk Wood over I think Sound Dimension, which is pretty good. Cuss Cuss by Lord Robinson. This is amazing. This is Elvis doing Crying in the Chapel over. I think over the Wailers.
Where did you get that?
Again, I mean bootlegs and things, but Killer Dilla by the Scatterlights there. Nice. Let's Think About Living by Bob Luman, which is covered by the Nightingales. We've got Complete Control Here by the Clash. Sound of the Suburbs by the Members. This is one of my favourites here. This is the Evolution Control Committee, who were kind of pranksters. This is the Whipped Cream EP, and this has got Public Enemy doing Rebel Without a Pause over Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass, which is a great favourite of mine. Lonnie Donegan there, Rock Island Line. Donegan, basically, the Americans say they invented rock and roll. Skiffle, I think, had about 3 months on rock and roll. So Lonnie Donegan, father of rock and roll. Nice. Coronation Street by Izzy Royal. There, the I Royals version of Coronation Street, which is an old favourite of mine. Over in the punk box, we've got the Two-Tone here. We've got some stuff from the Stiff label, Humphrey Ocean and the Hardy Annuals with Whoopsie Daisy. Omar, There's Nothing Like This. You can randomly flip. Devo, we've got some Devo here. Here we go, Billy Bragg's first record. Nice. That is Romford Girls and I Want to Be a Cosmonaut by Riff Raff. Billy Bragg's first record.
And do you have a favourite record out of all of the records you got? Because I imagine you must have hundreds.
If I was like in an isolation cell and I had a record player and I can only play one record.
Yeah.
Let's find it. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe take it. Oh no, I think it might be there. Are you there? In fact, no, you'll be here, won't you? You there? Come on. It is. Well, no, I'm not going to find it. Although I've got the lovely eggs with me.
Oh, really?
The lovely eggs. I love the lovely eggs. Gangsters by the Specials. Gangsters by the... There's a record, there's got to be a record that you can listen to all the time, and it never gets old, and it'd be Gangsters by the Specials. I could just listen to that. If I had one record, I'd never get bored of it.
Yeah.
And also, lest we forget, it's got Selector on the B-side, which is a really good instrumental track. I believe I just lent on something.
Yeah.
It's going to fall off. Robert Johnson, you see.
It's tearing the
I
place
nearly
apart.
destroyed the blues then. You see.
Right, I think we're going to have to wrap up there because it's 5 minutes till doors open.
It is
and
indeed.
I can see Richard looking increasingly anxious at the queue outside. So
Richard works in a record shop. Of course, he looks anxious. That's his face 365 days a year.
Well, thank you very much for that, Phill. It was great
Thank
to speak
you
to
very much indeed, and enjoy Record Shop Day. RSD. They call it RSD.